Salvation Army couldn't hold me back. They're gonna rip it off, taking their time right behind my back. And I'm talking to myself at night because I can't forget. Back and forth through my mind behind a cigarette. And the message coming from my eyes says, leave it alone. Don't wanna hear about it. Every single one's got a story to tell. Everyone knows about it. From the Queen of England to the Hounds of Hell. And if I catch it coming back my way, I'm gonna serve it to you. And that ain't what you want to hear, but that's what I'll do.
Here we go. Be careful what you wish for, Parker. Hello, Peter.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Multiverse of Movies. I'm, of course, your host, Isaac, and today's wonderful Batman live spoiler discussion only on YouTube. And I always keep forgetting to shout out my Spotify. Yes, we are now available on Spotify. We have like 7 episodes. There's basically all the live streams put in audio only format. And I've actually met some people who have found me on Spotify and didn't even know I had a YouTube until they heard me mention it. But anyways, I want to thank all of you for being here. We already see lots of wonderful people on stream. We got Alex over here saying let's go. We have Ethan, who was supposed to be here, but he was having technical difficulties. He says I'll be a commentator instead of co-host. Awesome to have you here either way. And then we have Pedro Bonilla saying what's up, Pedro, man. And then King Cucumber, we haven't seen you in a while. Greetings, he says. What's up, King Cucumber? Glad to have you here. And then we have another old comer, Nathaniel Morgan. Thank you, Nathaniel, for being here. He says, oh, this brings back memories. Been a while since I caught a stream here. Yeah, it's been a while since I saw you. In fact, when you commented on my Batman review a couple days ago, I was like, hey, yo, it's Nathaniel, man. Glad to have you here. And then Pedro Bonilla says, I just finished playing Batman Arkham Knight. Hey, I did play a little bit. I think it was the day after. No, yeah, it was the morning after I watched the Batman. I just played a little bit of Arkham and I was like, dang, yeah, this is a great movie. I mean, not great movie, great game. He says, this movie got me in a Batman mood. I always feel like that. And then Ethan says, I was supposed to join today's stream, but I'm having technical problems. Yeah, it was difficult. But let's also look at the polls. We have a poll. It says, is this the best Batman movie? 62% of you say yes. 38% say no. I already did my ranking, but I'll bring up that ranking later on. Because I have a part 1 of the Batman open spoiler discussion. The reason why I did a part 2, or for 2 reasons. Number 1, it was to have Ethan on, and then number 2 was because in the last one, and I think I only went like a couple. I've missed out on things I brought up because that day there was more serious things happening on YouTube. There was a lot of drama. Andy Signor, Jody's Corner, all those morons who love to harass and bully their own moderators. All of that happened, and I eventually ended up talking about it. And I'm hoping this time we don't really talk about that. I really want to talk about the Batman. And I might invite other people since Ethan wasn't able to join. I'll try doing that. And then Nathaniel Morgan says, oh, Arkham Knight is awesome, Pedro. I've got like 52 hours on Arkham Knight. That's awesome. And then Snyder Steppenwolf says, "You know who I am." Wait, where is that from? Oh, Batman. Batman. Yeah. Wait, no, Penguin. Penguin. That was Penguin. Penguin. You know who I am? Yeah. Do you? And then we have Rain says, "Hello, what's up, Rain? Glad to have you here. But before we start off, we got to start off the show with a wonderful."
In my mind's eye, Kenobi. Kenobi!
I got to. Wait, hold up. You know what I realized on my phone, the chat pops up much quicker than damn freaking the StreamYard. It says no, it's from Batman 2022. Well, yeah, the Penguin, right? Doesn't he say that? I don't know. I don't remember. Now we have 10 votes. 70% say yes, 30% say no. But yeah, let me try talking about. Oh, hold up. Let's actually try reading. Batman said that, yeah. And then Snyder Steppenwolf says, Batman said, "You know who I am, Isaac. Come on, dude." I'm thinking about Penguin's line. He says, "You know my reputation," and then Batman's like, "Yeah, do you?" Because Penguin was, Penguin right at this moment wasn't the main mob boss. Uh, hey man, I make mistakes. Rayan says when entering. I'm probably mispronouncing that. He says when entering the club. Yeah, and Snyder step over. Yeah, I know. I make mistakes. I make mistakes. Um, and before I go on with the rest of the show, we have an important message from another timeline variant of myself. Take it away, variant.
Attention, everyone in the multiverse of movies. It is I, Reverse Isaac from Earth 69, coming to you from my world to tell you that I will be conquering your timeline. I will be conquering your multiverse. But before I do, I want to ask each and every one of you to please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the notification bells. That way you, I'm looking at you, all you fellow subscribers or non-subscribers or whatever, or even all you guys on the Spotify podcast, I'm asking all of you to subscribe and turn on the notification bells, so that way you can be notified of future content on the channel on the Multiverse of Movies, because sooner rather than later, I will be taking over your timeline. Back to you, Earth 1 Isaac.
Yeah, I haven't played that clip in a while, so yeah, that's my variant right there. You heard him. Smash that like button, man. And if you aren't subscribed yet, I don't know why aren't you, but you gotta hit that subscribe button. You gots to. And if you're listening on Spotify at the moment, give us a 5-star review. It helps support the podcast format. I might do some exclusives on Spotify sooner rather than later, so you might as well follow us there. And someone brings up Andy Signor. Man. Fet Nation says Andy Signor. Yeah, Andy and Jody. Yeah, fuck those guys. Yeah, I don't even want to. Yeah, so Nathaniel Morgan says, "Do you know who I am?" is pretty much a line of both Penguin and Batman's. Yeah, and then Snyder Stephen says, "Lol, Blandy, ignore, Blandy, ignore." And then we have Pedro Bonilla 69 sounding like a bootleg of Doomcock. Yeah, it does kind of sound like Doomcock and Riddler combined. Yeah, a little bit like Riddler. A little bit like Riddler. You know what? I want to buy a mask of Riddler. Just why not? I mean, I won't be a serial killer, psychopathic murderer, but why not buy the mask? And Snyder Stephen with laughing emojis around the mouth. Hey, Maria. Oh my God, that I love that scene. I think that's probably the best scene to me in the movie when they're in Arkham Asylum and Batman is, "What have you done? What have you done?" And you hear like banging on the window, and then he starts singing that. And then Rain says, "Looking like Riddler." Yeah, and then Bruce Wayne. By the way, I didn't notice this the first time. And I think I noticed it a little bit in the second time, but the third time I watched the Batman. Yes, I saw it 3 times. I noticed this. Riddler actually doesn't know Bruce Wayne's Batman. Riddler doesn't know Bruce Wayne's Batman. Oh, and also I forgot to say, spoiler alert. I mean, in the title, it literally says Batman open spoiler discussion. But Riddler actually doesn't know Bruce Wayne's Batman. Because if you notice this, he never directly says Bruce Wayne is Batman. When he sends that note at the beginning, what he was expecting was for Bruce Wayne to die, and then Batman to show up. And when he said Bruce Wayne, he was I like I know Matt Reeves can switch up. I, I know Matt Reeves can switch up and just say, "Oh, he did know," but he didn't leave it very obvious. Like, he made it difficult. My guess is he doesn't know, and you could tell for a bit. Batman's like worried. He's like, "Oh crap, how do you figure it out?" And I see Rain says no, Riddler does know Batman's Bruce Wayne. They didn't make that clear though, because you can interpret it that way, and I interpreted it that way the first time, but the second time I watched it, I started noticing. Did he really know that was Bruce Wayne? My guess is that he was more saying like he's the one that got away. He's the only person that he was supposed to kill that didn't die. And then Rayan says so many DC films just got delayed. Yeah, man, I just uploaded a rant video on that. I am so mad that The Flash got delayed. It's obviously a disappointment to me. Also, we got 12 votes. 67% of you guys consider this the best Batman movie, and 33% say no. So yeah, that's where we're at. And then Mr. Stefan, no, this was not how it was supposed to go. Riddler. Ave Maria was used so well in the film. I always kind of envisioned creepy scenes with Ave Maria. Whenever I think of serial killers, I think of Ave Maria playing. So it was cool to see that. Yeah, it was. And then Alex, by the way, I went to go watch The Batman with Alex. So shout out to him. He says, I think I'm watching it a third time today. Yeah, of course we got to. Of course we got to. But Alex was the first person to hear my reaction because I looked at him and I told him that was a great movie. Here's my only negative of the movie. Let me because I think before I even said I love this movie, I told him this first. To me, there's one scene in this movie that I would have cut out. I love this movie. I consider this to be the second best solo Batman movie. But here's one criticism I have of the movie. My only criticism of this movie is that scene with Barry Keoghan as Joker. And look, I'm excited to see Barry Keoghan as Joker. I'm really excited to see Barry Keoghan as Joker. But here's one thing that I didn't like. That scene felt so misplaced. I like the lab. I liked everything. And I like the Riddler's interaction with him. And I like the riddle, Wait, what is it? It's a riddle about friends. So one of you guys is probably gonna know it, so you guys can type it in the chat. But by the way, the chat's popping up. We got a lot of comments. It's gonna be hard for me to keep up. All right, man. Y'all gotta have to wait. And I'm also gonna try inviting somebody else. Help myself. But and Snyder definitely reason says such a nitpick, Isaac. Well, I mean it is, but it's the only scene I would have cut out because to me that scene felt so misplaced. It didn't feel like it properly. It didn't feel. I wish it was a post credit instead. Because if it was a post credit, it would have felt like a nice add on, and it wouldn't have affected the movie itself. It was the only nitpick I have, and I think this movie it's not a masterpiece, but I would say it's really really fucking good, and it's almost there because I don't use the term masterpiece for every movie. I use it for a very very limited amount of movies. The Batman's almost there. It's almost there. What's up, Daniel Martin? I see you in the chat. I just got to catch up to other comments, but that one scene with Joker in Arkham Asylum, I think that scene it just felt so. I was kind of like, hey, come on, Matt Reeves, we do like why? Like, come on, man. Like, I get it. You're supposed to give us a, sequel idea or you're trying to tease something, but it felt so forced and it felt so weird. But the entire freaking movie was wonderful. It was amazing. It was, I don't think this is my favorite Batman. My favorite Batman is still Ben Affleck's version of Batman. With that being said, this Batman was probably the closest I ever got to feeling childhood nostalgia. Because when I'm watching this movie, it felt straight out of the comics. It felt straight out of Batman animated series, which I grew up with. I grew up with the Batman animated series. That was the first version of Batman I ever saw. and it felt like it was straight out of that. And for the first time in my life, I felt fear of Batman. I felt fear of Batman. I genuinely felt scared when in the beginning he says, "They think I'm the shadows." And you see like the can, somebody it rolls off of them and they should go to get it, but the shadows are there. And you also see that other burglar with the weird, I don't know, that weird head thing he had. And both of them are so scared that Batman could pop up at any time that they're like, "Fuck it, I'm not I ain't risking it, man. I ain't risking it." And I absolutely love that he's like, "They think I'm the shadows, but I am the shadows." And even Snyder Stefano says, "They think I'm hiding in the shadows. I am the shadows." And also, oh crap, I almost missed some comments. I like how the city ends up being destroyed by the end of the movie. I love that, and it gave me vibes of No Man's Land. I don't know if you guys ever read that comic, but they're definitely setting up a No Man's Land where Gotham is so down the hole that they're like, you know what, you stay off on your own, man. And then there's gonna be a lot of crime bosses that are trying to take over Gotham. And I do think that's where the Penguin series is going. We're gonna see Penguin rise to power. Kind of, I'm really hoping they go for a Godfather style of filmmaking with this, where it feels like a Godfather story. It feels like kind of like in Godfather Part Two. It's a story of Michael Corleone trying to, try showing the underground mob world that he is the new mob boss. And then Rain says it's insinuated when in Arkham Asylum, Riddler kept repeating Bruce Wayne's name to Batman's face. Yeah, but they never made it clear. Like they made it. There was like two ways to interpret it. It could have been that's him knowing Bruce Wayne's identity and kind of making fun of it. But the other one's also, damn, he was the only one I didn't get, because he does have a huge hatred of the Waynes. Um, and yes, and to me, Jim Carrey in Gotham show Riddler acted more like the character, in my opinion. Uh, I mean, sure, but I still prefer Paul Dano. By the way, Paul Dano was freaking awesome. And even beforehand, I remember my friends didn't even know who Paul Dano was, and I had to keep explaining how great of an actor Paul Dano is. And let me tell you, Paul Dano brought his A game. And I always said this in that movie, There Will Be Blood. Daniel Day-Lewis gave us, to me, my personal subjective greatest performance in all acting history. When it comes to acting, that is to me the greatest acting performance by an actor ever, and that is Daniel Day-Lewis's performance in There Will Be Blood. But you know who was the second best performance? It was Paul Dano. Paul freaking Dano. But him as the Riddler was freaking, oh my god. Oh my god. I love, I mean, Robert Pattinson to me is the one that stole the show. But either way, man, that's impressive. And I think, okay, let me try. I'm gonna try skipping some comments so that we can get into some of the comments quicker. King Cucumber says, "I've seen it 3 times and initially thought this was like the greatest comic book movie ever, but by my third viewing, I saw more flaws, but still my second favorite Batman movie after The Dark Knight." I kind of agree. I wouldn't say there's major flaws. The only somewhat big flaw in this movie was just that quick scene with Joker that felt so miss out of place. And I'll admit, the ending felt like it didn't know when it wanted to end. But either way, I love this movie. I love it. I love the detective noir story, the aspect. But even from the first time I watched it, I'm like, I would say it competes with the Dark Knight. I think it competes with the Dark Knight. I don't think it's as good as the Dark Knight, but I think it competes with it. It's close enough, and it's a really freaking good movie. But it's definitely wonderful. And Stein Stefanoff says, "What?" Nathaniel Morgan says, "Yeah, I was surprised how many people thought Riddler figured out Batman's identity. Oh, you're really not as, oh, let me say it in his voice. Oh, you're really not as smart as I thought you were. Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne." Still 10-10. I don't do numerical scores. But if I did, it'd probably be around there. Such a nitpick. I was like, hey man, it's just my personal view. That scene with Joker was amazing in my opinion. I look, I don't. The scene, I like how Riddler and Joker interacted. What I didn't like is the placement of that scene where it's just there in a random, it felt so out of place. But either way, I'm excited for Barry Keoghan as Joker. I know, I'll admit it's a weird casting to me because he just played Droig in Eternals. Uh, but that actor, he's young, he's talented, he has a strong upcoming career. And yeah, and then Daniel Martin says scene definitely felt forced. The Joker scene was good. Y'all hating? I don't hate the scene. It's just that to me the scene felt out of place. It felt out of place. The less of it you have, the more it's worth a friend. I personally find that scene pretty brilliant. Reeves said it wasn't a sequel set up, just an expansion of the world. Yeah, he did say that. He's like, we know Matt Reeves right now doesn't have a 100% confirmed what the next villain is going to be. There's high chances that Mr. Freeze might be the next villain because he did seem to really imply that he really liked him a lot. They did tease like Hush, they teased Bane in this, they teased Joker, obviously. They teased a lot of villains. I'm excited for this Batman world. It does make me sad that we'll never get, or we're highly likely never gonna get that Ben Affleck Batman movie. But either way, man, I'm excited for the Patverse. Yeah, we're calling it the Patverse. The opening of this movie was so freaking good. Uh, and then they think I'm. Oh wait, I just read that. If it would be contradictory for the Riddler to know Bruce is Batman, he hates the Waynes, but he views Batman as his partner. Yeah, I forgot to say that. I think that's one of the reasons that kind of confirms he didn't know Bruce Wayne's Batman, because remember he constantly keeps saying how much he hates the Waynes and he wanted to kill Bruce Wayne, but he wanted Batman to be his partner. It's, by the way, Riddler won. Riddler completed his plan. He completed everything. He exposed the corruption to Gotham. He exposed how corrupt it is. He exposed that the police is corrupt. He exposed everything, and he murdered everyone he wanted to except Bruce Wayne. And he ended up flooding Gotham. And he was popular. He was well known. The only thing he failed at was killing Bruce Wayne and having Batman team up with him. That's the only thing he didn't get. And then Rain says, I can't wait to watch the Batman again digitally because my theater was a mess. Man, that sucks. The job of a theater is always to give you the best experience you have. And if they can't provide you that, then that's absolutely devastating. Oh, by the way, let me talk about this. I was supposed to watch this movie on Tuesday. I was supposed to watch this. What's up, Antonio? I see you in the chat. Of course, the movie's not woke, but I'll talk about that in a bit. And also, let's create. Oh, hey, what's up, man? I see you in the chat. I'll get you your comment in a bit. But I was supposed to watch this movie last Tuesday, and I was excited. By the way, my AMC is 20 minutes away from me. But because it was an early screening of the Batman, and they're the closest IMAX and Dolby theater near me, I was willing to drive those freaking 20 minutes. But guess what? I go there, and the first thing I hear is, "Oh, our IMAX laser projector is broken," and all us fans wait there for like an hour. And we're already seeing on Twitter, people are already at their theater watching this movie on freaking IMAX. And then they tell us, oh no, our laser projector is broken. Man, there's so many nerds there, so pissed. And we had to go the next day. They gave me an NFT to watch it the next day in Dolby instead. I love Dolby. To me, IMAX is better, but Dolby is freaking awesome too. So I was fine with it, even though, I paid like $50 for 2 tickets. And I gotta say, I'm a little mad at AMC that they gave it to me the next day. But hey, I watched it either way. I love this movie, but AMC, dude, gas ain't cheap anymore, man. Gas ain't cheap, and you making me drive 20 minutes there and then 20 minutes back home and then do it again the next day. Like, come on, man. Not even left work early just for it. But yeah, Daniel Martin says, "Oh yeah, that voiceover detective noir inner monologue. I love that. Hope they continue with that, similar to Rorschach from Watchmen. I love that. I love that. I'll admit, I found it weird that they only used it twice, like from the beginning and the end. But I still loved it. I loved it. Sorry, that's a burp. He says Prisoners is one of my favorite films, and Paul Dano really knocked it out of the park in that film. Then he was even better in the Batman. Paul Dano is my favorite Batman movie villain. Oh yeah, I didn't even remember Prisoners, but yeah, man, I love Paul Dano. Paul Dano definitely is going to get a lot more roles after this. I'm glad people get to recognize how talented of an actor He truly is. All right, next one. The Batman better than the Dark Knight. I disagree, but I understand. I understand. I do think Batman is better in this movie than that one. But when it comes to the movie as a whole, I still prefer the Dark Knight. But anyways, the Dark Knight better than Batman. That's what Pedro said. And then he says both films are goated though. I love both films. I love both films. And then yeah, and then Daniel Martin says, "What do you think of Riddler's voice kind of going up and down? Do you think it was over the top or not?" I loved it because I love how different his voices are. One when he's Edward Nashton, and then one when he's the Riddler. But Edward Nashton, he kind of has like a whispery voice at times, but he sounds more normal. And then next, and then the voice when he's Riddler, it's kind of like this dark voice. Obviously, it's a voice modifier, but still. He also didn't manage to kill the mayor. Oh, yeah, I forgot. He didn't manage to kill Bella Real. Now, the good thing is, I don't think that was his priority. His priority, I think, was the other candidate. But I'm fine with that. It's not woke, though. It's not. It's not. The reason why I put that in the title is because there are some bum, hillbilly looking, neck bearded looking losers, cousin humpers who apparently think this movie is woke, social justice warrior. I don't know. When people throw out these terms, they're so stupid. I don't know, man. But I put that in the title because there were some people who said this movie was woke because they make all the white people corrupt and bad, and then they make the black people look like heroes, which is weird because who's the main protagonist of this movie? Let me think. Bruce Wayne, a straight, white, heterosexual male who is also a billionaire. He's the main protagonist. He's seen as the hero. Oh my god, I would have never guessed. And you know who his sidekick or his butler is? Oh my god, it's Alfred. A great man who the entire movie they show how great he is. But anyways, and then Let's Create 08. What's up, man? He says, "Hello, nerds. Let's geek out. Not the best Batman, but still a good Batman movie. Dark Knight is still a best Batman movie in my opinion. To me, the greatest Batman movie, if we're talking solely on the character of Batman, is still Batman versus Superman. But if we're talking solo movie, meaning that he is the central main protagonist, I would say The Dark Knight is still my favorite one. But yeah, I agree. And then Antonio says Multiverse of Madness hates this movie. Well, you mean like me, like, or oh wait, you mean like how opposite they are? Yeah, I guess you could say that. And then Rayan says, "By the way, we got 10 viewers. What's up, everyone? Make sure you smash that like button and thank you for joining us here." I'm gonna try inviting people on a little bit, but I do want to get to comments first because I do want to hear your opinion more. Because at the end of the day, open spoiler discussions are for everyone. They're not for me. They're for everyone to just give me their opinion, and I get to discuss that opinion. But yeah, the theater itself was good. The people in the theater were just annoying, who were trolling. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. When people talk in movies, it really freaking pisses me off because people invest time in people invest money, people invest all of this only for some like teenage white boy to be like, oh my god, this movie sucks. Oh, let me talk during the movie. Like, come on, man. Come on. If you're talking during a movie, just leave. Let's say you find the movie boring, just walk out, go to the restroom, go outside. I don't know, do something, but don't bother everyone in that theater who is not just investing their freaking money, not just watching the movie, paying for the ticket, but also paying for the snacks, paying for the gas cuz gas ain't cheap anymore, man. Gas ain't cheap. And also paying, just to go watch this movie, paying, and not only that, but investment of time because this movie's 3 hours. And it always pisses me off when people talk in theaters. It really pisses me off. Also, we got 16 votes. 56% say yes to Batman being their favorite Batman movie, and 44% say no. Yeah. And then Nathaniel says, "I don't have the money to go to the theaters multiple times for the Batman, but I really want to see it again. I'll just have to be patient for its HBO Max release." Hey, it's understandable, but hey, at least you're supporting local theater. That's always great to hear. And the movie I think it's a 45-day release window. So the movie will be out soon in HBO Max, and that's great. And I can't wait to buy the Blu-ray. I cannot wait for that. And Daniel Martin says, "Oh yeah, I heard a lot of AMC theaters had problems with the projector." Yeah. Yeah, it's sad to see that. And what I didn't like about my theater is that they told us that the entire day they had this issue. And if they had that issue, the smart thing would have been an hour or two prior to us being there, they could have at least emailed us and said, "Hey, look, our AMC laser projector is not working. We're gonna have to refund your ticket." Because if it's 2 hours before, you know that there's a low chance that things gonna be fixed. It's like you do realize people wasted time and money just to get there. Email us, email us. And I know it's hard. Those projectors are great and all, but you do realize that you cannot just cheat somebody out of their experience like that. Like, come on, man. Like, come on, come on. But sorry if I got a little more into, I just said cousin humpers and all that. I get a little passionate when I hear that, but yeah. It was so funny when Riddler was using his normal voice when wearing the Riddler costume. Oh yeah, he just has his phone and he sounded like a YouTuber. He was like, "Hey guys," YouTubers always start off like that. Um, but let's continue. Cousin Humper's neck beard. Hey, look, I got a neck beard too. Look right there. You see that neck beard? Yeah, I also got a neck beard myself. So yeah, I'm basically calling myself out too, man. But yeah, the film potentially has some more context, but I don't think it, even if it does have that subtext, it's prominent enough for it to qualify as woke. It's not. I'll just say that right now. The movie's not woke because look, so this was Ryan Kinno's by the way, if you guys don't know the context, I made an entire video on Ryan Kinno's comments. Here's the reason why the movie's not woke. Here's the reason. And I'm about to get to Omar's comments. So let me actually get a Google Docs. Let me get a Google Docs. I think it's better I present it. Let me read some comments first, and then I'll get into the Google Docs because I think it's important for me to discuss this. Let's Create 08 says, "This is not your typical Batman, more like a detective movie with Batman in it. It's like it came out from the pages of Jim Lee's Batman Hush comic book." It does, and it feels like a David Fincher movie. It felt like Seven and Zodiac. It felt kind of like that. But let me try pulling up a Google Doc. And I'm gonna explain the complaints, and I feel like it's important we do this though. It's important we do this. Let's see. Let me so we got the Google Docs, share screen. All right. Let's see. We are now on Google Docs. I'm gonna explain why this movie isn't woke. So please all be patient. Let's all be patient. Batman not woke. All right. Okay, let's first go to Ryan Kindle. Now this is gonna be a quick segment. I don't wanna take too much time. Batman. Wait, hold up. Ryan's reasons. Let's make this bold. Let's make it even have. So I'm about to debunk it all right here. I might clip this out and make it his own video. I don't know. But let's try clipping it out, and I'm about to explain. Okay, so let's go through what he says. Let me move this out the way. Let's go through what he says makes this movie woke. All black characters are good. All right, that's what he says. I misspelled something. All black characters are good. All white people bad. Except Bruce and Alfred. All right. So that's Ryan's reasons, right? He says all black characters are good, all white people are bad. That's his reasoning. So that's his reasoning, right? I think we can all agree. Omar, Daniel, everyone. Let me actually read Omar's comments before I get into the rest. Omar says, Nathaniel Morgan, I said the same thing I had in my mind about the question. I can't say it was woke, neither can't say it wasn't. I would need a centered opinion to answer the poll. Oh yeah, I probably should have had another option in the poll, but let me explain why. So I do think it's important I discuss this because there's some misinformation out there. And then Let's Create 08 says this. Oh wait, I already read that. There's one scene that it pays tribute to Jim Lee's Batman Hush comics where the word Hush was written in blood. Oh yeah, they did do that. And then Nathaniel Morgan says the Batman proves you don't need an R rating to be as disturbing. It's got under my skin just as much as Zodiac and Seven did. Yeah, I agree. This movie didn't need. This movie is proof that R rating isn't needed because you can get a lot away with a lot of PG-13. Like if you were to tell me that this movie was R rated. If you were to tell me that this movie was R rated, I would have thought so too. I would have thought that. And Because honestly, all you get from an R rating is, oh my god, boobies, oh my god, sex, oh my god, and it doesn't really make sense, you know. It doesn't really make sense. But anyways, yeah, I think I can agree it wasn't woke, just like Nathaniel said. It just had subtle strokes of it. It wasn't there. I really enjoyed the movie. I understand. Look, I'm about to answer that because I do want to make it in a good format. But yeah, I'll try answering that right now because I have heard this argument so much, and I'm gonna have to debunk it because I think it's important. It's important. And then Let's Create '08 says maybe this is me, but the serial killer is a nerd in this movie, makes us nerds look bad. Look, yeah, it makes sense. But you know, it's also interesting. It's also interesting because they make Riddler like the everyman. They make him normal. And I think that makes him scarier in a way. And then Andrew Casale says, so making screaming noises is considered perfect acting. Wow, I make this humming noise. No, it, no. What makes good acting is acting in it itself. And if that acting has screaming in it, then that just makes it good. It's not that screaming makes it better because look, I could scream right now and doesn't make me a good actor, but it's also the way you do it. But yeah, people who say it's a woke movie are clowns. Yeah, if look, I get being on the fence on it because it is a touchy subject, but yeah. Then nah, Deadpool, Blade, Moon Knight, Sabretooth, Punisher, Wolverine, Dak, and all need R rating. They are violent characters. No, you don't, because you can get away with a lot on PG-13, and this movie proves it. Like somebody in the chat right now, explain to me how they need to be R. I can get Deadpool definitely now, yeah, because it's a $1 billion franchise that made profit off of being R rated. But the others, no, you can still do I mean Wolverine. We've already proven Wolverine can be PG-13 by watching all the X-Men movies. You can get away with it. Just watch the Batman and you'll notice all that. But I need to finish this document I was going to do. And then Nathaniel says, I think there were good white people in the Batman in the moment where Gordon and cops arrest Falcone. There's that not every cop is in your pocket moment. There are white cops there that arrest him. Yeah, I agree. And I'm about to put that. So the next one is Cat. Wait, let me say Selena. Wait, how do you spell Selena's name? I think it was like that, right? Selena. Selena says white privilege. White privilege is a problem. All right. So that privilege. I'm not even gonna lie. I laughed when I heard the white privilege line. I'm not even gonna lie. I was laughing when I heard it, and it says cops are diverse. Well, that actually wasn't Ryan. Ryan didn't say that. Ryan said the good characters, but I do think it's something people. Uh, Wait, hold on. This also goes to the all white people. All black characters and all that. I don't know. One of the main cops you see is Officer Martinez, who, by the way, Hispanic representation. Let's go, let's go. Good cops were diverse. Now I'm gonna debunk. Now I'm gonna debunk. Bunk. That's what we're calling it. The bunk. And I'm about to explain. I'm gonna debunk all these claims right now. Hold up. Let's get back to normal. Because I do want it to be in big text so that you guys can see. Debunk. He excluded. This is actually something I see nobody asking, but he excluded Alfred and Bruce in conversation. Because when he says that all the black people were good, he deliberately said Alfred and Bruce. He excluded. Why? Like why? Like why was it excluded? Why? Why did Ryan have to exclude that? Like he says all white people are bad in this movie, but we're gonna ignore Bruce and Alfred. And then let's go with the cops ones. In that scene where they arrest Carmine Falcone, there are white cops. There are good white cops. There were good white cops. I don't know why he didn't bring that up. And the next one, which one am I gonna debunk? Selena says white privilege is a problem. Here, I'm about to debunk that too. Selena was not a perfect character. She's flawed. They show that clearly in the movie. Who is selfish and didn't care about Gotham. So they don't portray her well. Remember, in the movie, she never cared about solving the problem. She just wanted to look out for Annika. Remember, let's remember that. She said she was not perfect, she was flawed, and she didn't want to save Gotham. She didn't care. I mean, she leaves at the end and she's like, Gotham doesn't need hero. And here I'm gonna say, good white guy stays to save Gotham. Black character leaves instead. Why didn't he bring that up? If this movie was woke, then why did the good white guy stay to save Gotham and the black character leaves instead? And you know what? Let's also say white guy is symbol of hope in Gotham. The white guy is a symbol of hope. Also, let me read some comments though. Rain says I gotta go see ya. Yeah, they were good like cops. I'm starting to think that geeks and gamers dudes are undercover race. I don't think they're necessarily racist. I think they made ignorant racist comments. They were more ignorant than anything. But yeah, I always try to explain this. I don't think they're racist. To me, it's just more that they're ignorant racist. Like they don't. I don't think they hate black people. I don't think they hate minorities. What I think is the thing is they've been lied, they've been manipulated, and with all that propaganda that they've been listening to them their assumption is, oh my god, anything diverse is woke. And then Pedro says, yeah, it came out of nowhere. It seemed like, I won't lie to you, it was kind of funny. I did think it was kind of funny. And then I totally forgot about the white privilege. Yeah, that it was a funny line. I won't even lie to you. I laughed. The white privilege line seemed very forced, but I don't think it felt forced. I think it was just more funny. I'll admit I don't get the reason and why they added that line, but hey, it is what it is. Let's see. What comments am I missing? Okay, it's 3 hours long, but it doesn't seem like 3 hours. If you really enjoy it, at least I didn't wet my pants by not going to the restroom the whole time watching it. Lol. Another reason why I think it wasn't woke is because of the villain. If the subtext white privilege, then why is the main stepped on the villain of fine? Yeah, that's a good one. Let's add that one too. White guy exposes corruption. The white guy exposed the corruption. I mean, sure, he murdered people, but he exposed the corruption within the police. Let's just remember that. Now, the final one. Because look how many debunkings I had of this already. The final one is all the black characters are good. All the black characters are good. My only answer to that is, why does it matter? If you're not racist and you don't care about race, then why is it such a big issue? Like, really, in all honesty. And then Daniel, hey Snyder Steppenwolf. And then Daniel says, facts, Isaac, the whole woke accusation is just stretching for this movie. I get having that idea, like thinking that it may be woke, but it really isn't. It really isn't. But yeah, I agree. It's not woke. It's not virtue signaling. Look, let me read it all over again, and then that's going to be it for this segment. He says, Ryan reasoned. This is all his reasonings, and he didn't go too far into it, so this is all the information we got. He says, all black characters are good, all white people bad. And then he deliberately excludes Bruce and Alfred, as if they aren't white. And then Selena says, white privilege is a problem. That's the line that really riled up people. This one he didn't say, but a lot of his followers were trying to, like, somebody literally sent me an entire paragraph telling me how there's a Latino cop, there was a black cop, there was an Asian cop, there was this, and I'm like, wait, but there was also a lot of white cops. Debunk, he excluded Alfred and Bruce in conversation. Yeah, that's my main takeaway from when he took away that. And then he says there are good white cops. In fact, there are more good white cops than there are minority cops. And then Selena was not a perfect character. They make that clear in the movie. Who is selfish? She is selfish. Remember, she just wanted to hook up with the um she just wanted to hook up with what's his name? Batman. Batman. I don't know why he said. And she didn't care about Gotham. Remember, her whole motivation was Annika. Her whole motivation for doing this was for Annika. And then good white guy stays to save Gotham. Why did he ignore that? The good white guy, the white savior. He's a savior in Gotham. Black character leaves instead. Yeah. White guy is a symbol of hope in Gotham. White guy exposes corruption. And let's also remember this. Gotham is supposed to take place in America, correct? And here, more whites. Wait, hold up. A lot more white people in Gotham. So it makes sense that you see mainly white guys. I think that's something we also got to bring up. There's a lot more white people in Gotham, so there's a higher chance that there's going to be a lot. Because if you look at this movie, there are more white people than anything. Really. Look at the mob bosses. Look at Penguin. Look at Riddler. Look at all of them. They're mainly white, so it just makes sense that they would have white guys as the main thing in the movie. I don't know why. But that's gonna be it for this part of the segment. I do want to get back to the movie itself. Sorry if I came off as political. It really wasn't. It's just that there's misinformation. I think it's important for me to clear it up. But yeah. Let's see. What comment am I missing? I used to be on the fence on whether this film was woke or not, but the more I think, the less I think. Yeah, and that's good. That's good. But yeah. And I used to have this ideology too. I used to think that if you added certain person of color, it's woke and all that. Until I realized how terrible of an idea that is, really. But anyway, the Batman is woke. Really, that's what Ryan is talking about. That's why Ryan is talking about. You know why I am not. I'm not surprised. Yeah, I agree. The thing is, geeks and gamers are like that. They'll do anything to get clicks, and they know hate gets clicks. So bringing up race is a good way to get clicks. But anyways, Snyder Stephen says, I'm starting to think that the geeks and gamers audience, I believe, are undercover racists and incels. I get thinking that. It's just, to me, I don't think they're racist. I think they're more ignorant, and I think it's great we educate them and try to speak to them kind of in a calm manner and try to best speak to them calmly and try to best explain to them and try to debunk them. I think that's the best thing we can do. But let's change that. Let's see. And the next comment, one thing I like about this movie is that it's very close to reality. Not everything is black and white. There's always gray area. Corruption can happen anywhere, regardless of race. That's what I like. They made corruption not seem as this quick thing. They weren't just like, oh, it's corrupted because of money. Yay. No, it was so in depth that it got confusing. And I like that because in real life, corruption isn't just simple. It's not like when you're a kid, when you think bad people are bad and good people are good and all that. You learn in life that people do things they do for reasons and all that. I like that. But yeah. Multiverse movies, those white privileged assholes, that is what that is what she said. I've got to play that clip right now. Where's the clip?
That's what she said.
Yeah, that's what she said specifically. And then Nathaniel says, I really think both sides of the political spectrum should stop making such a big deal of race in films unless it's important to a character. I think race shouldn't factor into casting. There are certain times you are going to have to use race like, for example, if you're making a Martin Luther King movie, you're probably going to have to cast a black guy. Or if it's like a Joe Biden movie, you're going to have to cast a white guy. But when it's fictional characters like Batman, I don't think race really matters all that much. Or Superman or anyone. Because at the end of the day, most of these characters were created in the 60s or 40s, back when it was mainly white guys doing this. And I'm fine with having straight heterosexual white guys. I'm fine with having black characters or anything. The reason why I speak on this is because I think there's so much misinformation out there. Make people make it seem like as if having, having a casting of a different color or different gender or a different sexuality is bad when it really isn't. It's just, you know, the modern world. You gotta change the way sometimes. But yeah, Daniel says, "Yep, New York is referred to as Gotham." Yeah, and it's based on that. But yeah, Daniel says, "I'll do it." Maybe modeled after Chicago with the mob stuff. Yeah, I agree. Um, yeah. Next one, Snyder Stefan says they'll call you a leftist for explaining to them race, even though I'm in the middle. I'm not going to really speak on left, the right, the middle, or anything, but I do bring this up because as movie fans, it's important for us to speak on this matter because. Look, the reality is there's just too much misinformation. And look, I don't mind whatever political side on the spectrum you are. I just think that to me, my duty is to at least inform people why things aren't really woke or SJW, really. At the end of the day, it's just I don't get the point of complaining. But yeah, sorry if it sounds a little political, but I do think it's important for me to speak on that matter. Let's Create oh 08 says it's not important what race is the villain as long as that it's a good movie. A great hero always needs a good villain. Yeah, I agree. Any character really, as long like race, sexuality, gender, nothing matters as long as they make a good movie. And look, if the movie is bad, it's not bad because they had a character like change their design or anything. At the end of the day, the movie's bad because the story is bad. And this movie, you know, if it's a movie's not going to improve or not improve just because of a change of character. But yeah, I gotta drink some water, man. I've been speaking a lot. I think I'm gonna try sending this link to some other YouTubers, although I didn't inform them because I'm already an hour in and they're probably not even gonna know. But well, let's play this clip.
All right, Gold Member. Don't play the laughing boy. There are only two things I can't stand in this world. People who are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch.
What?
I love Austin Power. I love Austin Power. But yeah, that's my entire presentation. I'm glad. I hope you guys really liked this presentation I did. You know, Ryan's reason. I think I did a good job. I think I did a decent job, and I want to thank all you guys because you guys did help me make this presentation. And yeah, you guys really helped me with this. So hey, y'all, shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. Y'all deserve all the love in the world, man. Let me look at my Twitter. Let's see. I sent another person the link, but I don't think they're on because they're typically only online when when they're typically only online at like night. So they're probably not gonna be here. But yeah, that's the reasons. Let's go back to me. And then Caleb Stack says remember when Ryan Kennel basically just said that the presence of black characters irritated him basically? Yeah. I really want to speak to Ryan one day. And this would be this like anyone at Geeks and Gamers, like Jeremy, Quartering, Kennel, I would love to just speak to them. It can be private, it can be off screen, it can be on camera, it can be live, it can be pre-recorded, and I would love to just speak to them. Because I do think it's important for somebody to calmly present to them these ideas and say it in a way where it can best be educated. And I'm not talking about what political side of the spectrum is. We're talking about movies. We're talking about race in movies. And I feel like the best way, because here's the problem with a lot of people that call them out. A lot of us, and I've had this problem too. A lot of times we'll yell at them, we'll call them morons, we'll call them isms. Instead of doing that, I think it's important we talk to them and explain what the problem is with what they're saying, telling them how much you can improve and all that. And I feel like I could do a good job because I used to be a supporter of Geeks and Gamers. I won't even lie to you. But yeah, Caleb says like that's the movie's problems. That's the movie's problem. That's a you problem. Yeah, and I think it's more that they just have this ignorant mindset. And I think it's just important for us to have these conversations and just have different information presented towards them. But not the movie's problem. And then Daniel Martin says, "Was that spring water?" Isaac Ripa 59 low. Oh yeah, man. That whole the whole Jody's Corner Young Ripper thing. You guys saw I made a video on that. Um, dude, I don't even like Young Ripper. I don't even like Young Ripper. I'm not a fan of him. I think he says a lot of ignorant comments. He complained that Peacemaker was not comic accurate. And he said this after every episode except the final one was released. And he said this after the Suicide Squad came out. And just when John Cena said that Peacemaker, that James Gunn told him not to read Peacemaker comments, that's when he complained. He said, "Oh my God, how dare you disrespect the comics? Why didn't you say this prior? If you're that much of a nerd, wouldn't you have said this prior and said, oh my God, Peacemaker's not comic accurate?" By the way, nobody knew who Peacemaker was beforehand. Nobody knew who Peacemaker was before him, but the whole Young Ripper Jody had the right mindset because he was there to say, hey, you know why? Because Jody should have won this debate on paper because he had the reasons. He's like, hey, your boy Ryan said something stupid. You know, why aren't you calling him out on it? He should have won, and I was on Jody's side. But instead of that, Jody goes on and says, "Oh my God, I paid for my studio. Oh my God, uh, I paid for my studio. Oh no, uh, I get more women than you. Oh my God, I get more women than you." And then he makes fun of his beard and all that. And it's like, Jody, how fragile of an ego do you have that when you're in a debate, instead of debunking their claims and speaking, you start making fun of them drinking water. You start making fun of their personal life instead of actually debating them. And I'll move on from that. I don't really want to talk. This is a Batman open spoiler discussion, and I don't really want to talk about that. But yeah, that's my thoughts. This is the true Batman movie from DC. Detective Comics, even Batman costume looks exactly like in the comics when it first debuted back in 1938. It felt so comic booky. That's something I loved about this movie. It felt really comic booky, and it felt so true to the character in the past. Oh, by the way, we got 19 views. We got 19, I mean, not 19 views, 19 votes. And I put on the poll, is this the best Batman movie? Oh, now we got 20 votes. What's up? What's up? But anyways, we got 20 votes. Is this the best Batman movie? 60% say yes, 40% say no. Hey, look, let me show you my list. Let me show you my list because I already had this list already ready to go because I did this last stream. By the way, there's probably going to be a part 3. There's probably going to have to be a part 3 because me and Ethan really wanted to do this. Me and Ethan really wanted to do this stream where this was the original reason why we created this stream, but let's actually go to Batman movie ranking. This is my ranking. Now this is every movie that includes Batman. So my favorite movie of all time, of course, is Zack Snyder's Justice League, and then Batman vs Superman Ultimate Edition, then The Dark Knight. Now this is where we go into solo Batman movies. The Dark Knight, The Batman, Batman Begins. Now, everything above 5 are movies I love, but everything 6 and 8 are movies I like. So Dark Knight Rises, Batman 89, Batman Returns. Now this line is movies I hate, or not hate, but I just do not like and I cannot rewatch, is Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. That's my ranking. That's my ranking right there. So yeah, I feel like I'm gonna start using Google Docs a lot more. But yeah, I greatly enjoyed this movie. It might have been my favorite depiction of Batman in Gotham City. I do think The Dark Knight and Batman Begins is better, but I would probably be third right under them. Yeah, man. And then, but I really feel like it could change over time. Be more. I watch it could be higher. Yeah, I'm gonna try sending this link out to people. Hold up. I'm gonna try sending out on Twitter, seeing if anyone wants to come on. Because my voice is getting exhausting. We've almost gone an entire hour. I didn't have anything ready, so I'm just gonna share this link out, and we're probably gonna go 30 more minutes depending on what happens. So I put the StreamYard link. I sent it to somebody else, and yeah. So I put it out there. We might have somebody join us. You know what? I'm gonna try one last thing. I'm gonna try sending it to Ethan once again. Oh wait, no, never mind. He said he was gonna be busy like after this, so I probably can't send it to him again. But anyways, Nathaniel Morgan comments. I just had a really fun experience with this film. It'll probably have a special place in my heart, and so far my only IMAX experience. Hey, dude, that is awesome. I'm so glad you got to watch it on IMAX because I still remember my first IMAX screening was around the time when the new AMC near me. Because prior to this, the local theater, there are two theaters near me. One of them is a 10-minute drive, and the other one's a 5-minute drive. Now, the reason why I don't go to the 5-minute drive one is because that one has it's like a dine-in theater, and I hate dine-in theaters. I don't like because then the waiter walks in, there are people talking, to the waiter, telling them what they want. It's so annoying and so frustrating, and so I never go there because I just hate having somebody walk in front of me. And I know occasionally you'll have that somebody needs to go to the restroom or something. Typically, I'm in the middle, in the direct middle, so I never really have that. Um, but when it comes to waiters, I feel like it's not, I don't like it. It's annoying. And then the other theater, I love it, but there's no IMAX or Dolby in it, so I have to drive 20 minutes to an AMC. But my first ever IMAX experience, it wasn't that long ago. I can't remember what movie was because I remember loving it. Wait, it was like right before the pandemic. What movie was it? Oh, wait, hold up. It was Endgame. Yeah, it was my second screening of Endgame. I watched it over there, and I loved it. IMAX is so great. I also recommend trying out Dolby Atmos at once at least if you have Dolby near you. I recommend just once. I'll say I still prefer IMAX, but Dolby, there's clear HD, a clear look. Um, the audio is far better, but IMAX, that ginormous screen really improves everything. But yeah. Anyways, we got 21 votes. 60% say yes to Batman being their favorite Batman movie, and then 38% saying no. To me, it's a no. But I'll say this movie's close. This movie's close. It's close enough. It's close enough. But yeah. But my voice is kind of dying out right now. So I sent out the link. Let me actually check my phone real quick. Because I sent out the link. But I'm gonna assume because typically in the afternoon, most friends like most of my YouTuber friends, they're typically busy at the time. So there's no way anyone's gonna be here. But let's see. Sorry guys, I'm just checking my phone right now. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to the comments. But Caleb Richardson, I believe this is your first time. Welcome, Caleb. But he says, I had a really bad experience with this movie. The speakers were broken, screen was tiny, the chairs were small. The closest other theater is an hour away. I'm making the drive for the second viewing. Hey man, I want to apologize for that. I know I wasn't there, but I want to apologize for that. It's always disappointing. It's always disappointing when a theater can't provide you the experience you're there for. And hey, man, big ups to you for going to go watch it in another theater. I believe in supporting local theaters, but if a theater is that poorly ran, I would recommend just never going to that one because, when you go to the movies, it's investing your money. You're investing the gas, especially now. There's a lot of gas, a lot on gas money. And then the theater itself. There's a problem with, you're investing money and time. And if they can't provide you the experience you're there for, then they don't deserve your money. So, hey, man, big ups on you on going to the other theater. And I'm glad you like it because you did say here that you love the movie. But no theater should provide you such a poor experience, in all honesty. Uh, and yeah, man, I'm glad you liked it. My theater experience, it was great. I loved it. I got to watch it on Dolby. But the one thing that pissed me off is I was supposed to watch it on Tuesday, but because their IMAX projector was broken, I ended up watching it on Wednesday, even though it was a 20-minute drive, and it really annoyed me. But yeah, I agree. And so I don't like I don't like complaining to retail employees because when we were there, there was this fat guy who he literally started cursing out one of the employees. I was like, I didn't say anything, but I was like, dude, this is a retail employee. It's not their fault. They can't fix a damn projector. That's not their fault. Um, but but I felt like I should have just pulled him aside and told him, hey man, this is a retail employee. They can't do anything. I get your passion. I'm pissed off too. I'm the most pissed off person in that room. But as a human being, we shouldn't complain to retail employees. And I never do that. I never do that. Even if it's a fast food restaurant where they mess up my order. Like these are dudes who are working their ass off for minimum wage, and it's good you support them. and you never talk. Don't ever talk back unless they're treating you poorly. I get it, but most 99% of the time, be respectful, be kind, be respectful and kind. But here's the thing. There's this one time. It was like 2 or 3 years ago, and I believe I was watching Bloodshot, that Vin Diesel movie that came out right before the pandemic. It was the second to last movie I saw during the pandemic. But when I went to go watch Bloodshot, I watched it on the very first Sunday it came out because I wasn't too excited, but I was like, hey, it's Vin Diesel. I'll try it out. I just won't watch it opening day. I watched it on a Sunday, and I went to my local theater, and there's a group of teenagers right behind me talking. And believe me, I've never complained to any retail employee or anything. I've never complained to anybody really in companies. Um, but I was so frustrated because these guys were talking the entire time, and it got to the point where it literally felt like a director's commentary. It felt like they literally were trying to do a commentary, like they were the directors themselves. And I was so pissed off that I left. I didn't say anything to them because I knew if I talked to them, they wouldn't have listened to me. There would have been a major problem. And so what I did is I did the smart thing, and I got up from my seat, and I went down, and I went to an employee, and I was like, "Hey, can I speak? Can I speak to a manager?" And I said it calmly and politeful. And then when I saw the manager, I was like, "Hey, look, there's a group of teenagers messing up my theatrical experience, and I'm already missing the movie just coming down because this was like 30 minutes into the movie, I believe." And I told them, "Hey, look, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to," and I was calm and polite. I was like, "Hey, there's a group of teenagers talking in the back. Yeah, I'm not gonna, since I'm already missing out the movie, I'm already missing out my experience. And to me, the experience is being in that movie, experiencing that movie." And so I went up to him, and I said, "Hey man, you gotta do something about that. They're talking." One of them was even on their phone because I remember when I was leaving, I saw one of them with their very flashing light, like phone. And the manager was calm. He was just like, "Hey, no problem." They gave me a refund, although I got it from Fandango, but they were able to get me a refund somehow. And they said, "Hey, you can come back any other day, and we'll have a we'll have another screening for you if you want. You can have any seat, you can have anything." And I think I got mine for next Saturday to watch Bloodshot. But I said it to him calmly, and the next viewing for Bloodshot, I ended up liking. I didn't know that a week later, or no, it wasn't a week. I think it was just days after the pandemic got very serious and it affected theaters as a whole. So I didn't realize. Wait, no, it was right before the Sonic. Wait, no, I can't remember what. I don't remember. Um, but yeah, to me, that's what I always say. If somebody's talking or something's being bad, you go talk to your theater manager and you tell them, "Hey, look, you're supposed to provide me a great theatrical experience, whether it's standard, Dolby, IMAX, whatever. And if you're not providing me that, then give me my money back." But say in a calm, nice, politeful way. And that's what I did. And that's the only time I ever complained to a manager, or any employee ever. It was the only time I ever did that. And yeah, I the guy was nice. He was respectful. And yeah, it sucks that there's people who do that. It sucks that there's people who do that. It sucks that there are ignorant people out in the world who can't who can't allow you to go for your experience. And it sucks that you had to go through that, man. And I hope this next screening you end up loving it. And then Caleb Stack says, "Which Batman villain would you like to see in the next film?" Personally, I would like to see Mr. Freeze and Mad Hatter in the upcoming film. Let me answer that. Hold up. Forgot to say this, but I also got this Batman comic. They gave it to me at AMC. Let me take out this comic for a little bit. They gave me this Batman comic. It's basically the Long Halloween, but it's a nice little comic. They just gave it to me when I was there. But yeah, you see, they just gave it was nice. It was nice. They just gave it to us for free. I don't know if it was because of the early screening or anything. But yeah. Let me oh, by the way, before I read the other comments, yo, Daniel Martin with a $5 super chat. but there was a motorcycle passing by. Thank you, Daniel Martin. Man, and he says, "Gotta support your channel, Isaac. You have a really good outlook." Let me start this. Actually, let me start this. You can start comments here. I just realized that. He says, Daniel Martin says, "Gotta support your channel, Isaac. You have a really good outlook on movies and great content. The positivity is refreshing." Thank you, Daniel. That means so much to me. I try to be as real to you guys as I can, giving you guys my outlook and everything, and it means so much to see your support. Um, it is this means so much, man. Like I don't get super chats often, so it does mean a lot. All the money invested in super chats often goes to the channel, whether it's microphone. In fact, I think it was months ago, not months ago, like a month, just a month ago. I ended up buying this pop filter because it improves. Because without a pop filter, the P's sound weird. Like you'll hear pop, 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 and it'll hurt the person listening. And I was like, hey, I got to invest on the channel because to me, it's important for me to give you, like, just like theaters. Like, I'm just like a theater. A theater is supposed to give you a good HD look on the screen, good comfy couches, good everything, and use the money that you as a consumer pay to invest on making that experience better. And I think running a YouTube channel is the same, where you're supposed all the investments given to you, whether it's ad revenue, whether it's super chats. I think it's good to invest, and that's why I have this camera right here. And I used to have this other camera right here. I used to have this other camera that I used to use, which is good. But I'm like, hey, I want to improve the content because to me, you guys are the people who make up the content here. And I got this new camera. It has much better HD. I got this microphone. I got this pop filter to improve everything. And I even tried making, like, over here, this is my bed right here. You see this bed. And the reason why you always see a poster. Now, I always have to, this poster is typically like right over there. But because I want the experience to look good, I put the poster here just to make the background look good. And it always means so much to see people like you, Daniel Martin, supporting the channel. Thank you, Daniel. And I got to play my super chat clip. This is the clip I typically play.
I'm a superhero! I'm a motherfucking super...
Yeah, it means so much. Thank you, Daniel. I don't know how to thank. I don't like. I always struggle to thank people for super chats, so it is hard. Like I'm trying to thank because it means so much to me. It means so much. But I'm gonna try reading this comment right here. I'm about to get into everyone's comments. It's just I saw some interesting ones here. Oh, by the way, what's up, real Zod Zoodles? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. What's up, real Zoodles? I'll read your comment a bit. Christopher Zeta says, people don't understand the point of inclusion is to normalize seeing people of different ethnicities in your everyday life. That I agree with. And by the way, to the people who are just coming in, I actually did an entire presentation. I'm about to get that presentation in. And if you want to see that presentation, I recommend you go earlier in the stream, or if you're listening on Spotify, you can go earlier on the Spotify podcast format of this show. Because yes, we are on Spotify. I have to keep reminding people because I always forget to, but we are now available on Spotify. But anyways, I did this entire presentation on debunking that this movie is not woke and inclusion in movies is important. And I'm about to skim through it quickly. I'm not gonna show too much. Like I'm not gonna explain it too much. If you want to see the whole explanation, you can watch earlier in the stream. But it says Ryan's reasons. Here are Ryan's reasons on why the movie is woke, and then this is my debunking of it. So if you want, you can watch early in the stream, or you can just pause this video and watch and read it all right here. But anyways, let's go back to my screen. Rio Zudo says, overall, I liked the movie, but I was confused by the Prince music. Prince? Wasn't that it was Nirvana? Is something in the way? Wait. Oh wait, are you thinking about Batman 89? Or I don't know. Um wait, we're talking about I'm trying to remember all the songs. Wasn't the only big song that they played, wasn't it Nirvana, Something in the Way? I don't remember, but I mean I remember it was Something in the Way. I love Nirvana, so you're hearing Something in the Way. It was great. But yeah. Uh that being said, great. I love the movie. That's what Caleb says. Oh, and then Caleb says, "My dad literally could not hear the dialogue. He had a stroke a couple years ago, so his speech recognition isn't great. We're gonna see it in IMAX and ask for a closed caption device for him." Hey, man, that's great. And yeah, when there's somebody when you have a struggle, like let's say you have a family member or you yourself struggle with something. Let's say you're deaf and you need captions with anyone. I always recommend to speak to the theater prior and ask for a screening, like a screening where you don't have to deal with that. Like, you know what I mean? And it's good to hear. It's good for you to speak to the manager. Hey, and hey, man, I hope you and your dad love it more this time. I hope you and your dad have a great theatrical experience. I hope you guys have a great time in the theater because at the end of the day, that's the important thing about being in the movies, you know, because to me, growing up, the movies has always been the greatest place in the world. And to me, having a great experience has always been the best thing ever. And and it's important for everyone to have a good experience because you know, as human beings, we fall in love with these stories, and it's important we have a good experience watching these stories be told. But yeah, let's see. Let's create oh 08 says this movie is much better in Dolby, like the vibrating seat. You know what? I actually agree with that. I think the sound effects in this movie are definitely better in Dolby. I will say Dune, the new Denis Villeneuve Dune movie. That movie is far better in Dolby. There's certain movies that are improved by Dolby, and then there are some that are better by IMAX. So I agree with that because the Batman, especially when the car turns on. I remember I was in Dolby and you hear like shaking, vroom, vroom, and I love that. And look, I'm a big Fast and Furious fan. I love cars. I don't love cars. Like I'm not a big car guy. Like I can't tell you anything about cars. But when I heard that Batmobile turn on, I was like, "Fuck yeah, yeah!" And I love that. But yeah, let's create. He says, "I hate when people talking in the theater. Also, especially teenagers, didn't know you can complain about it and get a refund. I mean, it depends how your manager is. Like, some theaters have the policy of not refunding people, and some theaters don't. The theater I went to that time wasn't a big AMC or Cinemark. It was this local theater. I'm not gonna say the name of it because there's very few of these theaters, and I don't want people to find out my location exactly. Um, but yeah, you can if you just my recommendation is try speaking to them calmly. Just like when you have a complaint, like let's say there's someone talking or something like that. You go to you go to an employee and you tell them, "Hey, man, there's someone talking. There's a problem in the theater, or something, whatever the problem is." And you tell them, "Hey, man, look, I'm missing out on my experience that you guys promised me. Can I just get my refund, or can I just change my tickets for another day?" And just calmly say that. Or you can just be like, "Hey, look, I cannot." Like, let's say there's people talking, but you still want to watch the rest of the movie. You just speak and you just say, "Hey, these people are messing up my experience. Could you do something about it? Tell them to quiet down or something." I don't know. Just be calm and polite. And really that's with any retail employee. But anyways, uh oh yeah, I already read that comment. Uh I agree, Real Zoodles. I can't believe they whitewashed Batman. I mean, Batman's always been white. I don't know. You're gonna have to explain that, but I don't know. But anyways, my voice is kind of dying at the moment. By the way, I forgot to say this, but follow me on my social media platforms, both on Instagram and Twitter, at Isaac the Film Geek. Y'all go follow me on my social media platforms because I'm very active there, especially my Twitter. So y'all go follow me. Link in the description down below. And then if you want to join the membership program, it is only 99 cents a month and help support the channel. You can get a shout out in every one of my videos. So if you want to join us, 99 cents a month, there's a join button near the subscribe button. So you go ahead, you go ahead and hit the join button. And if you want some merchandise, we also got merchandise link description down below. Although I keep forgetting to promote that, but it doesn't really matter. You guys don't have to do that. As long as you're here, we're all having fun, whether you're on Spotify, whether you're on YouTube, wherever it is that you can support us, or you're watching the replay of the stream. Thank you for being here because we appreciate your awesomeness. But let me read this next comment. I agree, Jeffrey Wright should have been. I agree, Jeffrey Wright should have been Batman. Imagine that. But anyways, let's look at the polls. We have 23 votes for is this the best Batman movie? 61% say yes, 39% say no. I was gonna invite people, so I did send out a link to a couple of people. Um, I did send out the link to a couple of people, but I guess they're busy because it is the afternoon and most people are working, which is the reason why I don't stream in the afternoon. By the way, we have a daily show at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So yeah, just except Thursdays. On Thursdays, we're gonna do it earlier, like 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. But typically, we do have a daily show here on this channel. So yeah, about it, about it. And all the episodes are on Spotify too. So let's not forget that. Hold up. I just got something. Let's create 08 says, "Hey Isaac, there's a problem with super chat. I can't send. Can I send it via PayPal? DM me on Instagram. I don't have PayPal. I have Cash App. My cash. By the way, thank you, man. That means a lot. But my Cash App, what was it? I think my Cash App was. Let me actually look for it on my computer. I mean, on my phone. Sorry if I'm interrupting the stream just for Cash App, but that means so much. And we're gonna try popping up your comment too. What's my Cash App? So this is my Cash App. Cash App. Okay, I wonder why the super chat's not working. Hold up. Isaac Dino. Yeah, that's my Cash App. So if you guys want to, I'll read out because you can put comments here. You can put comments in this in Cash App. If you send me a Cash App, I'll read your comment out loud. Don't worry. I'll even try putting up on screen. But yeah, let's continue. Next comments comes from in the Batman audio event. Oh wait. Oh, Jeffrey Wright test played. Oh, I didn't know that. I actually didn't know that. But anyways, fun fact: Jeffrey Wright is Batman in the HBO scripted podcast Batman: The Audio Adventure. That's cool. I'm gonna have to listen to that. I'm gonna have to listen to this after the stream is done. But Real Zoodle says, does diversity in cast matter for anime films? It doesn't, but it doesn't even matter in like like live action stuff. The only time it matters, and this is the only time. Hold up. Sorry guys, I'm reading a message. The only time it matters the only time it matters is when a character is when that role is supposed to, like for example, I said this earlier, Joe Biden. Let's say they make a Joe Biden movie. You're probably going to need a white guy, obviously, because you got to be accurate. If it's a real person, then you have to be accurate. Or MLK Jr., you would have to make him black. But if it's a fictional character, it really doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't make a movie better or worse. But yeah, sorry guys, I was reading a comments. Sorry guys, I was trying to look at, I was looking at my Instagram on my Twitter DMs. Hold up. Sorry guys if I'm sorry guys if I just got off board. 23 votes. Yeah, I think I already read the 23 votes, but hold up, give me a minute. We are gonna end the stream in like 10 minutes, but I know Let's Create 08 wanted to send me money. But yeah.
I'll go together or we go one at a time. Yeah! Parkour! I'm right behind you, Andy! Come on! Yeah!
Yeah. By the way, do any of you guys watch The Office? I don't think I've asked that. I watch Office is my favorite show of all time, by the way. I always want to make that clear. But then Caleb says, I feel like DC is just Batman and Friends now. I mean, DC is literally named after Detective Comics, which is Batman's original comic run. That is true. You are accurate in that information. I'll admit, I mean, look, let's be fair though. It's understandable because Batman is their most popular character. I mean, it is my favorite fictional character of all time. But I do think it's understandable. It's understandable for for movies for DC to do that. because Batman makes him a lot of money. I believe it is recorded that he is the most profit when it comes to all comics, all animated movies, shows, everything. When it comes to all of that, Batman is the most profitable character of all time. And so I understand them going for Batman. Um, but yeah, I'll agree, it does seem like that. But to be fair, they're also making a lot of non-Batman stuff like Flash. Although never mind, Michael Keaton's Batman's in that. Black Adam, Shazam, uh, and we have a lot. We have a lot. But some Real Zoodles is a Parks and Rec. Uh, Office is good, but Parks and Rec is more constantly good. I love Parks and Recreation. I love that show. It got me to love it got me to love Chris Pratt. It is one of the funniest shows ever, but I still prefer The Office. I would say I'll say The Office is to me is much more consistently good, but I love the Parks and Rec. I think one of the funniest lines in Parks and Rec is when Chris Pratt's character Andy's pretending to be in the FBI to intimidate this teenager, and he goes in all confident, and they cut away for a while kind of having um just to show you that they don't show you what he tells him, but when you go back to him, it shows him crying, and the teen's like, "Are you crying?" It's like, "No, I'm just allergic to jerks." And I love that line. I gotta clip that. I'll try clipping it later tonight. um but yeah, by the way, we don't have a show tonight because it is going to be mainly because we already doing this stream. But yeah, Parks and Rec is amazing. By the way, let me text Let's Create 08. He wanted me to message him. Uh, uh Hold up. Sorry guys, I need to text him. Sorry. I just texted him because he wanted me to message him. Yeah, sorry. Anyways, Caleb says, though I think Spider-Man is the most profitable comic book character of all time. No, I believe there was an actual. I do think Spider-Man, as of now, when it comes to movies, is more profitable than Batman. But when we're talking about like of all time, I believe it was estimated that Batman was the most profitable. I believe. Now, I haven't read that article in a while, so that could have changed. But remember, Batman was much like because this is all time. Batman had way more movies prior to the original Maguire movies coming out. Like there was the Keane movies, there's the Clooney, Val Kilmer, there's Adam West too. There was a lot. Uh, but I do think currently, like if you were to make a Spider-Man movie, it would make more than a Batman movie. Now, to be fair, a lot of people keep bringing up Spider-Man No Way Home. To be fair, Spider-Man No Way Home was a movie that was insanely hyped up for. Hold up. Sorry guys, I just got a message. I had to respond to a friend. All right, so let's continue. Then he says and then Caleb says, fun fact, Parks and Rec was supposed to be a spin-off of The Office. Originally, the Parks and Rec pilot had the copier from The Office being mailed to Pawnee that sets up Parks and Rec. Oh, hold up, sorry. Sorry guys, sorry, I'm getting a message. Sorry guys. I don't like texting while streaming, but somebody was sending me something important. So let me continue. But I actually didn't know that. I didn't know that Perks. It does feel like it, especially with what's her name? Rashida Jones. What was her character's name? Crap. What was his name? What was her name? I can't remember. Crap. I do not remember what Rashida. But if you know Rashida Jones's character's name, y'all let me know. But she does feel similar to her Office character. She does. So yeah. And then Daniel Morgan says, "Oh wow, apparently Spider-Man is actually the most profitable character of all time." Oh, actually, let me actually search it up. Let me is who is the most profitable character of all time, because I don't honestly know. Oh, so here it is on Google. Let's pop it in right here. Says Spider-Man is the most profitable superhero ever, and it's not even close. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is the most lucrative superhero on the block, ranking in more than 1.3 billion. Oh crap! In global retail sales for Spider-Man. I guess it is. It does make sense. Let's see if I can try. Okay, so comicbook.com. Oh, wait, this is 2014. But I remember for a time it was Batman. I don't know, I could be wrong. List of highest grossing media franchises. Oh yeah, I know Pokemon is the single most, is like the one with the most money to be made. I know that, but still. All right, let's continue. Pokemon, Hello Kitty, Mickey Mouse and Friends, Winnie the Pooh, Star Wars. Obviously, you gotta have Star Wars in there. Mario, ooh, Disney Princesses, Ant-Man Man. I actually don't know what that is. MCU. Oh, that makes sense. Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Spider-Man. Oh yeah, there it is. Comic book. Yes, when it's a comic book character, individual character, Spider-Man is the most profitable. All right, so I was wrong. I'll admit I was wrong. I guess that article I read was longer than I expected, because this clearly wasn't something recent. Because you see, there's an article. There's an article right here from 2014 that even says that. So this ain't new. So I guess I'm just ignorant. And in part, oh, that's what her name was. I don't know why I forgot. I don't know why I forgot. Karen in the Office. Oh yeah, I completely forgot their names, but Rashida Jones is such a great actress. But anyways, TASM 2 is the best Spider-Man. I'll be honest, I don't really like TASM 2, but I love the first TASM. I love Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. My favorite Spider-Man is obviously Tobey Maguire. I think all of the Spider-Man have been great. I think every single Spider-Man in their own respective roles have been great. Hold up. Hold up. Someone's texting me. I hope I don't interrupt anymore. Sorry. Sorry. All right. I hope this is the last message, because I don't really want to keep interrupting. I don't want to keep interrupting. But anyways, I don't hate TASM 2. I just don't really like it all that much. There are things in it I love. I do think it has the most emotional moment in any Spider-Man movie, which is when Gwen Stacy dies. But yeah. I didn't know Rashida Jones was black until they introduced her character's parents in Parks and Rec. Oh, I didn't. I mean, I knew that, but I knew from the beginning. But it's interesting, she doesn't. Oh, man, I got to be careful with what I say, but I'll admit she doesn't really look black. Um, but yeah, that's all I'll say. I'll say. I already knew she was, because I believe I had heard of her even before I watched The Office. I don't remember where though, but yeah. And oh, by the way, I forgot Zoodles. We got the biggest TASM 2 fan here, and that is Nathaniel. So yeah, y'all have fun talking Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man 2. But he says the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the best Spider-Man movie. I agree, real Zoodles. Um, but use proper grammar instead of the best next time. But what can I expect from someone whose real name is Real Zoodles? And honestly, it doesn't really matter when it comes to online. But hey, y'all have fun with that, man. Y'all, I don't like it, but hey, I'm glad you guys love it. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I think. What matters is what you think. And that's with every movie ever, really. Um, you look like John Tron. Oh crap! Dang, I don't really like John Tron. Um, uh, um, I mean, I guess I do because of my neck beard, but man. But what's up, Kamu? What's up? How you doing, man? Glad to have you here, man. Reverse Max. Oh yeah, I forgot. I always use that reverse Max. Yeah, Max, me and him, this is us meeting up. Uh I love Max. Max never watches my stuff though. Like yesterday, it was before we started streaming. So we always talk for like 10 minutes before we stream on his channel. And and you saw talk because he used to stream at 9 p.m. But then he started streaming at 8 p.m. And before he tells us that he started streaming earlier because Enosh streams around 10 p.m. and he doesn't want to interrupt his streams. And I'm like, dude, I stream at like 7:30. You're only giving me like 30 minutes before before uh before you just gave me 30 minutes. Like you just gave me 30 minutes. It's like, and he didn't know that because he doesn't watch my videos really. And he doesn't watch my videos, and I was like, come on, Max, like you're taking over my spotlight. Like a lot of the times when I'm literally halfway through streaming, I see Max because I get notifications when he streams, and it tells me, oh, Max is streaming, and then I sometimes end it early just to watch Max or to be on Max's streams. But by the way, we gotta meme this image. This oh my god, I can't believe I got the screenshot. But Max at one point took off his hoodie and he just looked bald. He looked bald. Bald skis. And even oh wait, that's not the right image, but even my avatar tends to be like that. But yeah. Anyways, Zoodles and Nathaniel are talking. Awesome. I'm not gonna speak on their comments, but Max and Moms met up in secret. Heck yeah, we have a secret little cult meeting. You can see this is an image of us meeting. Yeah, that's right. That's him right there. That's official confirmation of me, Max meeting. By the way, for those who don't know who Max is, he runs a YouTube channel known as Movie Madness and Entertainment. So shout out to him. Also, I gotta check something real quick. Sorry if I keep. We are gonna have to end off the stream in like 10 minutes. But hold up. Sorry. Somebody sent. Wait, hold up. Let me check something. Sorry if. By the way, I'm gonna probably stop using my phone right now. Because typically I watch my own streams like on the phones in case like I go through another tab and I can't see the chat for a while. At least I have my phone there. But by the way, this is my phone case. Sorry. Okay. Let me. Yeah, but me and Max, we met up in secret. And no, I'm just kidding. We have had private conversations, like just me and him. And technically, I'm part of Team MME, which is like his crew. He has like a crew, so I guess I'm part of a team. But we're not really like we don't do anything besides we're just able to join all of his streams except the member streams, which is weird. I don't know. Like Max, like one day, me and him just talk off screen, nothing. We just spoke, and he was like, "Hey, you want to join Team MME?" And I was like, "Hey, you know what? Why not?" And it's funny because just that weekend we had a little bit of an issue, which is that he mistaked my comment and I made a response video to him. And then after that we became friends again because we've been friends for like a year. He was the first major YouTuber, or he's not really all that big, but he is very well known in the movie talk community because he's known by Geeks and Gamers, he's known by Popcorn Planet, he's known by a lot. And yeah, me and him, we spoke privately, and he did invite me. He was like, "Hey, you know what? You wanna join Team MME?" And I was like, "You know what? Why not? Why not?" But I don't really do anything. But one day I'm gonna bring him on this panel because he once went to my comment section. It was during my Godzilla versus Kong pregame show. I had him on. And yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, but I am reintroduced you to BVS, to Yuzudo. TASM 2 is watchable again. No, to me it is watchable. I like it. I just don't love it. It's just to me all right. I don't hate it like most people do, but I like it. I like it. But then Nathaniel says, "How long have we been streaming now?" 1 hour and 38 minutes. I am surprised that when you stream, the people watching can't look at how long you've been streaming. But me personally, like right here, it shows me like a top left corner. By the way, let me show you guys my setup. And for those listening on Spotify, I'm sorry if you guys don't have time, but here's my second camera. Let's if you guys want to see, we have enough time. I'll show you guys a little bit. Let's see. Let me change camera. Okay. So that's my setup. By the way, let me clean up this camera. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to be a little messy, but I gotta clean up this camera. I have the lamp right there. By the way, this is my little office. I have that office logo from one of the office shirts I bought in the office. But yeah. Oh, by the way, let's create. Hold up. Let me face it towards me. But let's create. Oh, it says Cash App does not take my money low. They can't accept Visa gift card. It's better if you can set up PayPal and I can send it to you. Yeah, I just need to remember what my Cash App. I mean, not my Cash App. My PayPal is. I just don't remember it. That's why I didn't say. Try sending it on Super Chat again. But if not, but by the way, thank you, Let's Create. He's an amazing guy. I'm gonna try looking for what because I don't remember what my PayPal is. Hold up. By the way, let me show you. You know what? We'll do this off screen. So still, shout out to my boy, Let's Create 08, because he is supporting our channel right now. But this is kind of my setup. By the way, Funko Pops. Look at all those Funko Pops. Look at all to the people who are new. One day I got to do a video discussing my Funko Pops. Then there's some of my movies there. Those are movies that I just can't fit into my collection, which is back there. But yeah, this is oh crap. The little tripod fell. But yeah, this is my little setup. I have my camera right there, and I have the microphone plugged in. And here's the setup. This is kind of what you have. I typically have my little Luke Skywalker Funko Pop just kind of vibing right there. My phone typically is like right there, like in the corner, so that I can read your messages and all that. Yeah, this is my little setup. It's right here. There's my poster back there. But yeah, that's my setup. I like it. And then my Wonder Woman 84. You see where that Fast and Furious book is? I mean, movies are. Yeah, that's where this camera is typically at. But let's go back to my regular camera. Oh, I didn't even it loaded for a while. But yeah, that's what I was holding. But yeah, I always have this camera plugged in just in case we need it for some reason. Typically I don't need it, so it doesn't make sense for me to have it. But let's put this camera back. Sorry if I had to. Sorry. There we go. But yeah, that's a little behind the scenes. And people listen on Spotify, you guys couldn't see it obviously. But we are gonna stream. We're just gonna go like 5 more minutes. My voice is dying. I'm kind of hungry right now. And Let's Create 08. I'm gonna try looking for because I don't remember what my PayPal was because I don't use PayPal as often. But I'll try looking for it later. And then we have 27 votes. 59% of you guys think it's the best Batman movie. 41% say no. I would be in the no part, but yeah. And then but you're gay. I mean, I mean, I'm not. I consider myself a heterosexual male. But hey, oh well. Next comment. I can see it. Spicy. I don't even know. But if not, then I'll just join. Oh yeah, we have a membership program. It's only 99 cents a month. That'll support the channel. And yeah, let's continue. But we are gonna end off in like 5 minutes because my voice is dying. I'm gonna try joining Max's stream later tonight. I probably wouldn't be able to do the full time, but yeah. And see if that works. Sorry. Real Zudos was talking to me when he said, but you're gay. Oh, okay. I didn't really see all the earlier comments, but it is what it is. Ooh, by the way, I was expecting to have Ethan, my friend Ethan, be on the panel tonight. I mean today. That's the reason why we did this stream. This part 2. This part 2. And we were supposed to do this part 2 to the stream to the Batman open spoiler discussion. And he wasn't able to join because like an hour before I was setting up everything, he tried using his laptop and his phone to join. He just wasn't able to. But we are going to try doing this another day. So we're going to have a part 3. We've never done 3-part Batman open spoiler discussion, but I really wanted to talk to him because he's one of my best friends. We literally hung out. He's up in Wisconsin. I'm from Houston. He's up in Wisconsin, so we're kind of far. He did come down to visit, I think, a couple weeks ago, and I was planning on doing a stream, but during the time he was here, he had to do other things. And I only got to hang out with him once, but he's a cool guy. I've always wanted him to be more on the stream, just because he's one of my best friends. He's one of the guys I've talked to movies way before I even started YouTube, and um, yeah, I really wanted to do this with him. He has his own YouTube channel, but he doesn't upload that much. But I want to encourage him to start uploading. I know he's busy, and YouTube is very time consuming, especially when you do live streams and all that. But I really wanted him to be here. He just wasn't able to. But next time I'll try having him on, and I want to have him on a lot more. But it is what it is. And yeah, I'll try finding my PayPal because I have a PayPal. I just don't remember what it was. But yeah. By the way, my I don't even need to wear these headphones. I don't even need to wear them, but yet I'm wearing them right now. I was wearing, my ears hurt. I don't like wearing headphones so long. Typically it's just to make sure my audio is good, but honestly, we've gone like almost 2 hours. So the reality is it works. It works. But my ears hurt. They're a little tired. Like they feel so sore. Oh man. But yeah. But this was such a fun stream. It was great seeing a lot of old faces like King Cucumber showed up, Nathaniel Morgan showed up. We had a lot of people who haven't been on here for a while. So it was great to see you guys again. One day we'll have the madman himself join us. When is he going to do his face reveal? I don't know. Have some juicy gossip on that. But that will be for later. And here's a spoiler image for Spider-Man No Way Home showing all 3 Spider-Men. I love that. And then here's a Bully Maguire image, Zack Snyder image, and all that.
Forgot Gibby.
Oh yeah. Gibby! Gibby!
Yeah, this was a fun stream. I'm gonna end it off because it is 2:33, and I have to go run an errand real quick. So I am gonna end off the stream. Y'all drop y'all's final comments, and while you guys drop your final comments, I'm gonna play this final. Hold up, let's see where I can get it. This final.
In my mind's eye, Kenobi. Kenobi!
But anyways, guys, that will do it for today's extravaganza in the multiverse of movies. My name is Isaac, and I want to thank you guys for being here. Follow us on my social media platforms. Link in the description down below, both on Instagram and Le Twitter. And let's see what the comments. But yeah, see ya, man. I have to go now. Yeah, I have to go too, man. It was great having you back, Nathaniel. I missed y'all. It's great to have Let's Create 08 back. He says, see you on part 3 and geek out for the Batman. Bye. Yeah, man. I cannot wait for the final one. And this time we gotta have my boy Ethan. And I've never even done a second part to a spoilers discussion, but I just have to because it's my boy Ethan. It's my homie Ethan. And I want to have him on next time. But thank you guys for being here. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.